AV SuperFriends on Topic is an independent production wholly owned and operated by AV SuperFriends, LLC. For the highest quality recording of all of our shows, visit avsuperfriends.com. This is AV SuperFriends on Topic, a 30-minute monthly roundtable focused on a single topic. This discussion will be opinionated, to the point, and saturated with our well-known blend of painfully won expertise and deeply ingrained immaturity. For January 2025, holy shnikes, it's the future. It's the best-sounding podcast in higher ed. This is the AV SuperFriends on Topic, episode number 54. You figure out how we just did episode 100, and now we're doing 54. Count on all your fingers and toes. Broadcasting live. Yes, we are live. Broadcasting live across 4 time zones from coast to coast, easternmost and westernmost, northernmost and southernmost, gate post to hitching post. I'm your local host who can boast the most milquetoast and utmost humility. I'm Chris Dexter. It's time for another Friday afternoon podcast adventure with this illustrious panel of AV SuperFriends.
Illustrious.
Sorry. Do you want august? Would you like to be august? Would you like to be infamous? It's like famous, but you're infamous.
You're in the middle of the famous.
You're infamous. It's more than famous.
I like illustrious. It sounds more.
All right, we'll go with that. So today, whoops.
Precise.
There we are. Say hello to an interactive configuration developer from Kansas City, Jamie Reinhardt.
I'm not sure what that is.
What is it not?
Sounds legit.
Yeah.
Probably get a pretty good salary.
It's going on my LinkedIn. We should put
it on
every
there.
one of these on our LinkedIn's.
Every week,
Every
new job.
single week.
Add 'em up.
It's just
New.
Confuse people. All right, also joined by a central infrastructure architect from Corvallis, Oregon, Mark Kolozinski.
We're going to put one single pillar in the middle of this building and the central core, and that's all we're going to put in there. That's it.
You know, the sad thing is that almost sounds a lot of what you actually do. So
Why not? Pillars of success, my friend.
Also joined by a human creative coordinator from Greensboro, North Carolina. Say hello to Larry Darling.
Coordinating creative humans sounds like herding cats.
Herding cats might be easier.
Are you coordinating creative humans, or are you a creative coordinator who coordinates humans?
The creative class is a rough bunch to deal with.
That sounds better.
All right.
you're an art teacher.
Also joined by our senior vice president for corporate markets from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Say hello to Justin Rexing.
That sounds like a grocery store. Is that like a corporate market fresh bananas?
Mm-hmm. Only the
Corporate
finest.
market.
Oh, you're saying the name of the
Chain.
store chain is Corporate Markets.
Corporate
Yeah,
markets.
like it sounds like a.
This week at Corporate Markets, double coupons on bananas.
I think it'd be hilarious if we did the LinkedIn thing, because Justin would get like every headhunter ever. You've been CEO and vice president and vice president and
Well, you can do that.
executive.
You
be
just
sweet.
put in those titles. Like you can make yourself doctor. You can be anything you want
I
on
do
LinkedIn
all the time.
Yeah, you can check.
Whatever you identify
Larry
with,
just
man.
made up a master's
Just go
degree.
with it.
Just out of nowhere.
Yeah, this year,
Yeah.
Chris, we got to get titles for you, my friend, because we have not, and that's going to be on our to-do list.
I've never done a title.
I know. So soon. To
Do you want me to go back?
Yeah, why aren't you on these?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what is that?
Maybe this year we'll get
I
that right.
just noticed
Because I'm the local host who can boast the most milk toast and
Milquetoast, not
utmost
most humility, but that's
Well, that's not a title.
That's not a title,
That's
exactly.
just whatever thing.
Technically,
Probably
it
need to
is.
rewrite that thing too. All right. Well, anyway, so on today's show, we're going to discuss our predictions for 2025, because when you're listening to this, it's 2025. In in January. This will come out in like 2 weeks. But we're going to talk about what we think is going to happen in 2025. We're also going to go back and review our predictions from 2024 to see how close we were. Spoiler, not great, but lots of.
I was right on.
We did.
You weren't even there.
You weren't even.
Yeah. I was sick. That's right.
Sick and tired of something. So.
Last year, that was the one time I got sick.
The one time?
Well, Jamie, you
Well, I
did
drug
say.
it out for 2 weeks, so I'd have to miss the in-laws' Christmas. But I was sick.
So, Jamie, 2 years ago, you said this famously.
I can safely say that I am 100 percent take it to Vegas correct on all of my predictions for this year. 99%.
I was.
74%.
No.
I'm not sure how well
these
you
are
actually
all
did,
terrible.
but
I did.
all
great.
right.
This is the worst show.
But
of the
first,
year.
let's get
Good
some
to
housekeeping out of the way. So, if you're listening to this on a recorded MP3 in sometime in early January, we do stream live on Fridays at about 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Though today we're about 10 minutes early. We're trying to get closer to that, like 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So We'll get there.
I got here on time
you can join us live. Today you were early. Mark was
Because
6
Cam
seconds.
said, get out of the room and go do your live show.
Mark was 6
He kicked me out of
seconds
the room.
early.
Yeah.
12:59 and 54 seconds he
I,
showed
on the
up.
other
Anyway,
hand, was not.
Jamie was not. Jamie's messing with a new camera. So as you watch Jamie's face change colors, it's because he's trying a new camera. Anyway, we do stream live. You can join us live on Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. If you want to comment back and forth with us, we can see comments on Twitter and LinkedIn and Blue Sky and stuff, but we can't comment back. It only works back on YouTube. So if you want to interact directly, go to the YouTube link. Otherwise, you can comment, and then Larry is doing a lot of copy pasting. So
Larry and a team of interns will take care of that.
yes, Larry has a team of 27 human capital coordinated people or something, whatever it was. If you can't join us live, we still want you to connect with us on the socials. Please follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and now Blue Sky. So go over to bluesky.com or whatever the hell their stupid address is, because it's not Blue Sky in any way, shape, or form.
No, don't worry about it.
So good luck.
Just find it. Just go.
Go find it.
Yeah.
Ask the internet.
I still haven't been on there. I need to get on there.
You're not going to find it. So yeah, start now. Please spread the word. Share this podcast with your friends, enemies, colleagues, perfect strangers, anyone else who might enjoy it. Next time you're on an elevator, if you would steal somebody's phone and subscribe them to it, that would be fantastic. If you'd like to support the show, please consider donating. Your contributions help us to keep bringing you the honest content that you love or that you love to hate. And you can find the donation link in the episode description of this very thing you're listening to right now, or on our website, or just go to avsuperfriends.com/support, I think. We should probably check what that is.
Thank you to those who have, because there are
Yes,
several of you who have done
and
that.
we do get donations. So yes, thanks to those of you who have donated, because you are keeping us running on this stuff and
We
getting
think
stuff
so.
off of
I
my
mean,
Visa
anyway,
card.
For all I know,
So-
Justin's just buying coffee with that money. I don't know.
Well, Justin does use a phrase like, I
don't
didn't see
drink
that in there.
coffee.
I've already transferred it out to the other account, and we're not
Yes.
sure where that
It's
goes.
some offshore account.
Don't worry, it's
Miles
in the
managed
other
that for us
account.
somewhere. I don't know.
Don't worry
We
about
got
it. So.
we got accounts here. We got accounts over there, and they all have dollars in them.
Cool.
Do they now?
Are they American
Dollars.
dollars or like Bolivian? What are we talking here?
One of them has
Put it all in Bitcoin.
One of them
Hey,
has.
we'd be doing
dollar.
real well if we did that.
Yeah.
Put it all in Bitcoin.
All right. We do want to hear from you. So if there's
you
a
guys
topic.
heard it from me to do it the first time, it would have been.
Well, that was way early. We're not doing that. We do want to hear from you. So if there's a topic you want us to cover, please send us an email or comment on social media. You can email us directly at mailbag@avsuperfriends.com. If you're part of like some sort of larger PR network and you have a guest who is not at all relevant to what we do and you'd like to pitch that guest to us, you are like one of the 7 or 8 I get a day on those.
Please
so
don't.
knock it off.
Like, stop sending those emails to us.
Yeah. Finally, while you're listening on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever the heck you're listening to this now, please go in and rate and review. That does help bump this up in the algos, and then more people see it and hate the show. So, all right. All that said, thanks for your support, and we couldn't do this without you. Let's get right into it. No news, no nothing. Let's review predictions from last year. I went back and listened to the show from last year and took notes on what people predicted, and I'm just going to rattle through these.
Rattle them off. Let's go. Here we go. This is the worst part of the year, right here. How wrong we were.
Let's start with Mark, because he's at the top of the list here. Mark, you said 2024 would be the year of AI, with people calling BS on it if it's just AI, just being used as marketing. You said AI would become more relevant. AI would be used by multiple manufacturers. Then you use some absolute nonsense phrasing like AI will be on-ramps for your on-prem infrastructure to attach to cloud infrastructure. You said that. That's
I'm
a quote.
spot on with that.
What is
I'm
that
taking a
shit?
victory lap on this. I'm here. Really? Yeah.
You also did
sounds-
say Justin will be first, in the sense WKU will be the first to widely deploy AI, and we will see some of the colleges do that.
I said
That was
that. That part feels
Yes.
foreign to me, but okay.
That feels not right.
This is what he said.
Fine.
You can all go back and listen.
Okay.
Go back and listen.
All right.
I'm taking some credit for that. AI, you guys can look out on the horizon and tell me you're not seeing AI everywhere. It's under everybody's couch cushion. It's everywhere you look.
You're right.
I'm
It's on
seeing it
every.
everywhere.
It's on every wrapper. I bought bread the other day. Said it was
AI-enabled wrapper.
produced.
I mean, I'm being
But I'm-
told it's everywhere, but I don't see it everywhere. I just
That's
know,
what they
I
want
know
you to think,
people
Justin.
Are
They
saying
don't
that
want
it's
you to see
everywhere?
it.
Well, and I'm also not seeing people call BS if it's not actual AI.
No, I don't see any of that.
So it's still a marketing term at the majority of the
it's
time it's being
clever.
used.
So, as a group, are we giving Mark a yay or nay on his general
It's like half
AI?
credit.
I'll
You
give
get
it
like
to
a C
him.
minus.
I'm getting on base,
Right.
and that's all that matters. You got
C minus.
small ball it. I'll take it. C's to
Okay.
get, was it D's
He
get
bunted
degrees?
his
C's
way
get,
onto
yeah,
first
we're
and stole
fine.
second. So
That's right.
we'll let it go.
To say he bunted his way and got thrown out before he got to first. But, yeah.
Tripped over my shoe.
Yes. Gambled on that one. Didn't work. All right. Mark also said he will have Teams rooms deployed in a teaching and learning environment, and it will be terrible. And I'm not sure if you've done that.
Weeks away from that, so I was about 52 weeks wrong on that one, but I was close.
You also said you will have developed a means to assess the success or failure of MTRs in teaching environments.
Well, you had to put one in first.
Yeah, one begets the other, and so we are close.
All right. So.
Look for like an update around June.
So it sounds like that one's pending, maybe, but not quite. So you were into the thick of your MTR project
once you're
even
in
back
the thick
then.
of it, you're never out of it. I'll just tell you that. That's buyer beware. It's coming.
Sounds like a you problem and not a me problem.
I'm taking one for the team here, Justin. I mean, come on.
Are you though?
I hope so.
All right, let's see. Mark, you also said in 2024 there will be an AV over IP standard, and we immediately shouted you down on that one. So
that one I did not get correct. Nobody will ever get that one correct. I'm sorry.
You said, now I can't remember what this one is. You said there will be a new compute, and I think by which you mean there'll be a new term that comes out of nowhere and pisses people off, but I'm not sure what that means. I just listened to this last night, so I can't remember. We'll skip that one because it's terrible. You said, and I think this one's not true.
How many did I say? Holy
You said a bunch of these. You said Justin will have another consultant-driven project that he hates.
Wrong.
Really?
That's the breaking news.
Wait.
I don't know. Are you doing this big, like...
You had two in the last year.
Sports complex thing you're complaining about, which is...
Where are you guys getting this information from? Fox News?
From you, who just complains nonstop.
What? No.
Yeah. Okay, so there's no other current project going right now that where you're battling a consultant.
We're still, and we're not battling with them. They're on their own. We're not. That's not a.
Okay. But yet you complain about them every week.
No, like consultants in general, yeah, but like, I mean, I just. What?
Okay, well, we'll say that was not true. We did not get another one, so we'll move on. Okay, and finally, Mark, you predicted that. Well, Justin, you hold your horses till your turn. Mark, you said one or two of us will be tasked with mothballing technical spaces on campus. Not technical. Mothballing technology-enabled spaces on campus. There'll be a mandate for a percentage of learning spaces to go offline. So does anybody have a mandate or a project to take spaces offline?
I just took 3 offline today.
But was it a mandate?
There you go.
No, Larry just took it upon himself. I'm getting rid of these.
Larry was bored.
I feel like I didn't get that one right. Our conversations. This was a man like administration said, we have too much. Take it out. Mm-hmm. The mandate was reduce your inventory. Mandate. Not Larry is smart and did it on his own. He was told to by somebody that probably isn't as smart
Well, I
as
guess
Larry.
To that point, Jamie, has anyone else taken rooms offline, whether of their own accord or Justin did? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, I'm going to have to give you like 79% credit.
See, I don't want credit for that one because I feel like I got it wrong. I wanted there to be more mandate, and I don't feel like we got it.
I don't think we're getting the mandate, but I think
got ours. Mandates comes from new office space needed for research space. So
so you're getting on the research bandwagon. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Right, welcome.
Chasing dollars.
I'm just glad you guys are saying mandates a lot. So.
Mandates.
Okay, so Mark's prediction for 2025, he will go on more mandates.
What's my score? What do they get? Like 62%?
I have not been tracking these, so 33%. I have no idea. Yeah.
Hey, I could be president. You can be president with 33%, so let's go.
Mark, you get a little picture of a horse on your report card.
Sweet.
And a star. You get a purple star.
I'll take a star.
I don't know.
Not a unicorn, but a horse.
All right, Justin, your predictions from last year. Some of these I pulled from when you jumped in and commented. So you said, because of the AI thing, there will be cables branded as AI engineered cabling, and you also then suggested there'll be AI engineered wall plates.
That might be true. Has anybody seen any weird shit like that in marketing yet?
Nope.
It's a little spin on the marketing.
I would bet you we're seeing some trash that AI has done. But it's not being marketed as AI. It's be like, look what we made. It's like, you didn't make that.
You didn't make that.
ChatGPT shit that out for you. Thanks.
I would
like most of the
agree
articles
with
in the trademarks right now.
I would probably
that.
I would say the stuff that is marketed as AI is not, and some of the stuff that's not marketed as AI is. because
that's the shadow AI.
Like,
all the stuff you think people are making is actually AI.
Yeah, no one makes anything anymore.
All I make is AI, so there you go.
Ow.
Yeah. Let's see. Justin, you said in 2024, consultants will go away from WKU projects.
So this is super interesting. So that is true, but not in the way I thought it was going to be. Do you want me to explain the new news?
Not if it has to do with your 2025 thing, because we're not there yet.
I'll hold off.
Okay.
It's...
let's see. You said Teams rooms, rather, because you did clarify that. Teams rooms are not coming to WKU, but both Oregon State and UNC Greensboro will successfully fight off their MTRs.
I'm not fighting. Where it fits, I'll use it.
You were going to when we had this discussion. Everybody,
nobody predicted that the check from Microsoft to Larry would clear, and he's all in.
So yeah, Larry's on the bandwagon now. Look at that.
We're off the bandwagon.
I'm on the train.
Yeah.
You have some?
Maybe
have
that
some
should have been my
MTR?
prediction. Larry's going to be on the Microsoft bandwagon.
Quoted too now.
Do you have elevated Azure permissions?
Not yet. That's the next
You will know
thing
you're
I
there
need
when
to-
you have elevated permissions. Okay. Carry on.
Justin, you have this bold prediction from last year. There will be no AV over IP standard.
That is
You got that one.
true.
Yeah, we're in the thick of it.
All right.
Yeah, that's,
You said no campus that we're aware of, no campus in the U.S. will have widely deployed, and you use the number 90% MTRs.
This is why I keep saying like
Yeah,
full adoption, widely deployed. Like that's all BS. Like
You're just taking
yeah,
the field. Yeah.
it's just
I mean,
these are easy. Like they're
You just throw some random. 100% of spaces are
Like
going to
I'm
have
just tired of
codecs.
This is
obviously
all,
not. Yeah.
You know what this is though? This is all the marketing BS that we were listening to at the time.
no, man. This is
People
like saying
telling me-
I predict the sun is coming up tomorrow. It's not that
Oh,
big of a deal.
hold on a minute there.
No.
And then
No,
Justin's
I
like,
was
no, it doesn't come up.
hearing-
It stays in the same spot. The world spins.
I was hearing wide adoption of metaverse. I was hearing wide adoption of goggles. I was hearing wide adoption of MTRs.
Hey,
None of that
Google,
shit's true.
Speaking of which, Google just announced, was it yesterday, the day before, their own like Android XR operating system for augmented reality things. And by the end of the day, they had already canceled and abandoned the project. So
Maybe
hired
they
a
just
team of
accidentally hit
developers and
send on
fired a
that
team of
email. They weren't
developers.
Yeah, they
supposed
did.
All in
to.
one day.
they sent it one day.
God damn it.
We're doing this. Canceled. All right. Finally, Justin, you said about us in particular, about the AV Super Friends, people will start laughing at us and not taking us seriously.
That's obviously true.
I
That's
don't
been the
know
case
why
all along.
start is
Yeah.
in there.
That's kind of
continue
that's more
was
like
the word you were looking for.
the sun's
Yeah.
going to rise tomorrow prediction,
Yeah.
more or less. That's
All
kind of,
right.
Going out on a limb.
I don't remember saying
Jamie,
that,
you
but that's-
predicted nothing because
You
you
were sick.
You called in sick last year.
So you get to do double the work today.
So you have to
Yeah.
have twice as many predictions for 2025.
I was right.
Larry, you said in 2024 that you went and asked ChatGPT what the top trends were going to be, and you thought all of them were bullcrap except one. And the one you brought up for 2024, you said there will be more competency-based education, which you called CBE, and I had to go freaking look it up, and micro-learning will make an impact in higher education.
Okay.
Not as much as I expected.
Yeah.
I expected there to be
How do you even
bigger
know that?
push.
Like,
well,
how is
I'm not
that-
running across it in any of my circles or
I think-
reading anything about it.
It continues to be in the we need to look at this, but
Yeah.
we're not doing anything about it phase.
You have those instructors who are doing it, but for the most part, it's not.
Yeah, I would say if you kicked that one way out and said in the next 5 to 10 years, you'd be right every
Absolutely.
year. So, but yeah, okay. You also said the letter R will make a comeback.
I was wrong.
You were.
It's
We
getting
did.
worse.
Yeah, we heard somebody say that we'll use the phrase in your compute appliance, where they're
Yes,
actually now
it's
just adding more
shortened
syllables.
and lengthened at the same time. How could it get any worse than this? I mean,
Yeah.
So no, but we still have hope that the letter R will return.
Can we start calling it calculate too? Can I get my calculate?
We brought
Do
up
the
the
math?
ideas of both of speaks and projects. So
we got to get on that. Really start hammering that home.
yes, Larry, you also said we will do 12 live shows at Infocom, and I don't think we
Counted it
did
up.
that
I
many.
don't think we hit it.
No, we didn't.
I don't think so.
Because
We were
some of
double
us didn't go to Infocom because we're jerks. So
Come on.
Ah.
just saying.
Wow.
Three of us
strays.
were there.
I was not there.
2 people
Do
weren't.
that.
So,
Wow.
yeah. All right. Of course,
Commitment.
Rachel didn't even go. This is like the first time in several years where Rachel didn't even go. So,
Yeah.
All right.
We'll just do this.
Finally, my predictions for 2024. I said AV Super Friends will do more live shows or live segments of shows. I want full credit on that one because a couple of months ago we gave up and just started doing every show live. So there you go. I said Justin will support the new WKU Business School at his with the reference to his 20-1 odds. So we're still owed a big fancy dinner on that one. And
It's coming.
and you said
no,
you still are not going to.
It's not even done yet. Yeah.
I'm winning.
You're still winning. I'm going to still predict that every year until I get that dinner.
Taking the
But
field.
yeah.
Yeah.
You won't get it.
the
You're going
bet
to
is
lose
still
this
there.
shit. You're going to
You
lose.
said 20-1 odds, and we have a recording of you saying it. So
We're not
And that's a
touching that
long-term
building.
bet. That wasn't this year.
We're not touching the building until we do a project and reprogram or redo it to our standards. That's what's going to happen.
It's going to
then
haunt
we'll
you.
support
This is
it
going to haunt
after
you.
that.
I mean, that's my prediction.
20 to
It's gonna
1.
haunt you.
20. If anyone gives you 20-1, you take it. So, all right. I predicted in 2024 departments would stop department spaces, so non-general pool spaces where we're just doing them generically, but department-built spaces, specifically learning spaces, would stop prioritizing Zoom or hybrid streaming, whatever you want to call that capability, as a critical feature of their spaces, and that would become a secondary ask only. So when they have to VE or look at pricing, the first thing they take out are the cameras and mics and all that fun stuff.
True.
For me, this has come true a few times, 1 or 2, not many, but it's not widespread for me internally. So, are you guys
always
seeing
true
any
for
of this?
me.
Well, you're in weird
like that.
Kentucky town. So.
Yeah,
I think-
maybe a little bit.
I not the Zoom part as much as the hybrid part, where the extra cameras and the extra microphones. They're
Is
still
that
asking
different?
for at
don't
least
know.
one camera for classroom capture,
Yeah.
and maybe not for students, but they're not doing the extra.
If you're putting in
monitors,
one
extra-
camera, why wouldn't you put in 2 cameras? Or
Yeah,
4
to
or
switch.
12?
The Switch isn't the expensive part.
No.
Costs $300.
There's, I'm going to give you credit.
switch in
I'm
Zoom and
thinking
do it
about
manually.
those listening that work with us. Have we done any rooms that don't have cameras this year? I don't know if we have.
I did one. So I did one in May, and after this, so I'll take like to 8% credit, where the department said, and here's the strange part. The department said, we don't want Zoom in here. We don't need any of that. And I said, I have mics and cameras I can give you. You'll have to buy like $1,000 worth of stuff for us to like make all this work. And they were like, no. I'm like, okay. So that department said the ability to teach from this space in a remote or in hybrid capacity is worth $1,000 to them.
Less, not worth $1,000.
Or not, yeah, it's worth
it's less
$1,001 apparently. They
like
couldn't pay for it.
500, 600 maybe.
I mean, we don't have the
It
time,
was-
but are you guys doing hybrid delivery classes still?
Yes.
You
I'm
are?
not.
Okay.
I'm not
By
teaching.
the dozens.
I have a few departments. So, like the law school has several, the pharmacy school, business school. They have several instructors that are really doing it and doing pretty well with it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is
Like it's a specific
very
delivery. Like in
spotty.
your like syllabus, it says you can either stay at
Yes.
home or come to campus and take this class.
Yes. No.
And
Well,
that's high flex, not hybrid.
Right. Whatever. Do
but yes,
hamburgers, hot dogs, whatever you want to call it.
It is addressed in the syllabus, but yeah, they're doing well. But I don't know. It is not the push that it was 4 years ago when it was hybrid, high flex everywhere all the time because money.
Because most of ours is just fancy lecture capture. And
Yes.
then you have conference
Well,
rooms.
it serves multiple purposes, and that's what we're under. Our new vice. I'm going to get his title wrong. Vice provost for online and continuing education, something or other.
Say that acronym.
Yeah. His big push is for exactly that, Mark. They're like, hey, even if you're not using this for live synchronous streaming, you can use this to capture and record your stuff. Which, to your point, and Mark, I know you were talking about this because the state. Is it a law or whatever, bill, whatever?
The credentialing.
To capture everything and caption it for ADA stuff. So it serves multiple purposes.
Yeah, I think that'll be the bigger lever. So you're infringing on some of my predictions, by the way. Get
All
out
right.
of there.
Okay.
Same. So I hope I go first.
You're saying shut up. All right. I also predicted in 2024, and for me anyway, this is 100% true because I was already doing it, but I'm kind of cheating. AV systems will become increasingly simpler. This was based on Justin's theory of boxes. Because AV will become increasingly software-based, and you won't need as much individual hardware and widgets.
I think we're maybe starting to see that happen. I don't know.
I am.
No, I think simplification's there.
Yeah.
It's not, I would argue it's not there the way we would like it to be, but it's going that way.
Okay. Fine.
The road is starting to get paved that way.
Paved with simplicity.
It's still gravel.
Still gravel,
Hey,
real rough, got a
wrong with
pothole.
a good gravel road.
Hey, that's true.
Let's see. I also said a major display manufacturer will announce integrated AV over IP decoding in a line of their displays. Way off on that one.
Nope.
Not a single person has
What
even...
are you talking about? You can go to Best Buy and every single display on the wall.
You know
does
what I
AV
mean,
over
you
IP.
son of a bitch.
Not YouTube.
I will mute you for the rest of this episode.
Shut it down.
Yeah. Streaming from Netflix is not AV over IP, and the next person who argues that gets smacked
But
in
I
the back
can
of the head with
cast.
a rowing oar.
That
But I
really
can
gets under
cast.
your skin.
It does. Bugs the
Like,
shit out of me.
I said that before, and you just get all just.
All right. Well, there's other people who've argued that AV over IP. I do AV over IP because I can remote into my devices.
That's literally audio video content over IP, Chris.
What is the acronym?
That's literally what
Give me
Netflix
the letters
is.
again.
All right. Anyway, moving on. I said more control manufacturers will buy an AI camera tracking thingy, which I don't know if anyone has done. I said, but I also paralleled on that one, said, or a major control system manufacturer will announce a strategic partnership. And the example I gave was somebody like Extron partnering with Sony. Even so, they would say, we don't have this as our own product, but you can use this one. And they didn't even do that. So I guess lose on both of those.
Yeah.
I thought that was because in 2023 we had both Crestron, One Beyond, and QSys Sear Vision. Yeah. So I thought that that was going to be the thing in 2024. Is everyone going and buying their crap? But
No. Oh, I went prediction
Just
around
Crestron.
that. I have a prediction around that.
okay. And finally, I said a consumer-ish, IT-ish AV company. You all know who we're talking about. Starts with Loggia, ends with Tick.
We got you.
Will announce a full control system line that would support third-party peripherals and all that fun stuff. Nope. So
God.
Yeah,
I don't think they see value in
Elgato's
that.
the one that's gotten the closest.
Yeah. Realistically, they're probably
And especially if you use the open source app.
Bitfocus
that
companion app.
The companion
man,
app,
it's
yeah.
really close.
I'm not deploying any of that. You're not wrong, but I'm not. That is not like classroom ready for me. So
I want to try it. I'm done. I'm so close to trying it. I've challenged some folks to do it.
Price switcher.
I want it.
Hey, buddy, it's happening.
all right. So
Race to the bottom, Amy.
but then I would, if that was the case, I would get more credit because you're using that as the physical control interface, but the software is running on the same compute in the room, so you don't have to have another box. So I want credit for like the simplification.
No. You gotta get it all the way. All the way.
Okay. All or
Cannonball.
nothing.
Let's
huh?
go.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay. Well,
Now that we've done a whole show.
Now that we've done an entire show, so yeah, let's go back and predictions for 2025. Last year, this one ran long too, so apologies, everybody. Predictions for 2025.
You're gonna give us some music for this?
Yeah, we had pre-show music. It was
Music
weird.
was nice.
What music do you want?
Weird.
Do you want
The green room was like really happening, and then we got live.
you want
It
this
was
music?
like grocery music.
There we
it
go.
was.
Yeah. Set the stage for the new year.
That's exactly.
Let's see. What else do we have here? I don't know if I
You
have
hear yacht rock.
It was corporate market.
Oh, you want the corporate markets
Corporate
music?
market music
Okay. Well,
that I sent you.
if I play that, we'll get flagged on.
Yeah, we will. Don't worry about it. Okay, let's go.
All right. 2025 predictions for 2025. Mark, we'll start with
can
you
do a timer.
because yours is blank here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we want a timer?
Yeah, let's try to get in and out of this thing. Okay. Fire it up and we'll go. I have a twofer that I'm going to give you. And it is the year of the kit, the end of the standard. No more standard bill of materials based rooms. You can keep me honest with that. I'll go with that. And then
Pay attention to the clock.
and it's just going to become the kit of parts. No more like these configurations, those configurations. It's just flatten it out. You have your kit. What can you build with that? And we won't refer to our classrooms as standard types anymore.
I feel like you're trying to give like generic predictions that we don't understand. So next year you can be like, "Oh, it came true."
I was right.
Maybe.
I guess.
But Mark, to your point, wouldn't your kit now just be your standard?
Yes.
But it's not a standard room type. Go back and listen to the 15 episodes we did on my 27,000 room types, and all that collapses this year for not just myself. I think we'll see that at large. The new standard approach will be just kit. No more like, this is my type 1 room, type 4 room, blah, blah, blah. It's just, what do you use? You use a standard kit.
Well, just pre-predict we're all going to say no to that.
Well, whatever.
All right, fair enough. What else you got?
Next one I have is the year of the ACPR race.
The CPR,
the automated camera preset recall for those. I think we're going to see more versions of that from manufacturers. We're going to take all these lobes and we're going to auto create these different scenes for you for all your different cameras you're laying out there. I think we'll see
a lot of them. Who did I just see the other day? Like Ava or somebody's now doing that.
Yes.
So
I think we'll see a race in that regard to say, how can we make all these cameras start being more friendly to the user? So I think we'll see different manufacturers create clever ways to interact with those, and
especially microphone.
Yep, I think so, because of the proliferation of all the lobing microphones. We'll see more integrations on that stuff.
And some of those microphones, the same company, Audio-Technica, learn what you have there. Speaking VSCO over IP directly is a huge deal, and you guys don't know it yet. So
yeah, it was a big. I think it's been a cool thing. Yeah.
No, I'm saying they're great. They just don't know what they have there. So
yeah.
And
they do now.
They better
send the checks too.
Send your self-addressed stamped envelope too.
And my final one, it stitches onto that one, is the year of the API. Everything is going to be a software-driven API to all the hardware. We will kind of start circumnavigating control systems, and things will be more naturally API-driven. And I don't know if it's going to be from a standard. We may see like the MTRs, the Zooms, all that stuff actually have more API integration with actual endpoints, and kind of supplant the need to have centralized.
I thought you were going to say with legitimate gear.
I was interested until that last part.
When you say circumvent the control systems, do you mean allowing, like, using a control system to drive other stuff, or driving strictly from the computer, or
exactly from the computer?
Straight,
you're going to see more open. You're going to see everybody say, "Well, we have an API that interacts with that software. We have an open API that interacts with that software." API is going to be the trend. You're going to see a lot of API talk in the next. And I'm seeing it now. So
it's almost like we're talking about that companion app again.
There we go. I think more of that is on the horizon. Everybody's going to be API happy. That's my new compute of the year, is API.
Yeah.
Compute of the year.
Ugh. Gosh, it's going to be gross. I mean, handy, but gross.
Yeah, it's there. I mean, I think it changes the way our quote-unquote programmers look at what they're doing. I think it's no longer is it, here's a module that we're using. It's just open API, code against it, go.
All right. Okay, let's see.
And Justin
is next on
Justin
the
has to
list?
deal with that business center.
Yeah.
And Justin will support the College of Business. All right, Justin, what are your predictions for 2025?
So
and wait, 3 minutes, go!
No more consultants that we're going to have to deal with. So something interesting just came up.
Like all of them go away? No more consultants anywhere?
So
we invited them all on a cruise.
We are getting a consultant for the new broadcast building that we don't want to do anything with. You just said no more consultants. Let me talk. So
I'm speaking.
This new building came up. We have a current single building that houses a bunch of classrooms for dental hygiene and some other specialized stuff, along with our PBS station. It has been determined, I believe, that those are going to be two separate buildings. Huh. And this is interesting.
Is that like a PBS special? Like, here's how we do dental hygiene in Kentucky? Is that like a thing?
No.
Okay, so just checking.
I forgot where I was going.
Well, they
with
only
that
have
now,
3 teeth.
Getting lucky in Kentucky. All right.
So the broadcast building, guess who the consultant is?
Justin Rexon Consulting?
No. I don't know who.
It's an integrator. It's diversified. Isn't that weird?
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
so they're working. They already got the bid. So they're working directly for the architect, but they're designing it, but they're not going to bid it out to someone else.
Yeah, they would rather make money for doing nothing.
That's fine.
That's all that risk. I get it.
Yeah, that their service called design build.
Jordan's group. That's PBS. That has nothing to do with IT. So that's completely fine. And everybody in IT agrees with that. That's great. So the new way of doing it is, so we have the new building, Cherry Hall renovation. It's all classrooms. Same architect as Gordon Ford College of Business. So we were afraid, like, okay, here comes the consultant. My boss goes to the meeting, and he's kind of looking around. No AV consultant. So it gets brought up, like, how we doing this? And the facilities person said, Oh yeah, I'm not doing that bullshit over there at College of Business because of support and all this stuff. I've seen the emails. I don't want anything to do with that. So this is what we're doing. You guys are running the show, but the problem is you cannot self-perform based upon the historic building and the bonds and all this stuff. So if you don't know what that means, we can't physically do the work, right? So here's
What's the
where
prediction? I'm lost.
the agreement comes in.
This is
There's
just
no
a story
consultant.
at this point.
There's no consultant, so that's still a prediction. So I predict that we're going to start doing capital construction projects where I design it. We kind of pseudo project management from the outside. It goes to an integrator on contract. We sign off on their programming and configuration, which is just make sure it talks to this device, and we want to see it talk. We'll sign off on it, and then it's turned over to us as the building's turned over to the university. We go back through and we reprogram and reconfigure everything. So we're not doing any of the physical labor, but all of the brain power is still ours.
This sounds like what everybody else does.
Yeah, you're describing my common process here. So
That's brand new. That's brand new to us to be able to take the architect's AutoCADs. I lay all of our layers on top of their AutoCADs. That gets sent out to bid. The integrator is now reporting to us, the design engineers, on how to do things, and not the architect, but they still report the electrician to get things done on time, right? So we're still in charge of the designs. We're still making sure that it's a 1-inch conduit, not 3/4-inch conduit in that wall. We're still responsible for all of that. We're still responsible for project management through the capital construction process.
Okay.
So I don't think any of you are doing this exact process.
I think we all do something similar-ish from time
well,
to
Justin,
time.
I guess we'll check
because
back
I know
and
you all don't do any drawings that we've talked about for capital construction.
Holy
projects.
shit! You take a step back, sir.
Because that's what you've said.
Here's what I said. A person who the night before fell down the stairs and was left collapsed in their own garden in the front of their yard, got up in the morning and on the drive to work did napkin CAD and then turned it in as drawings, claiming they did it so they could get their fee. I had to do drawings anyway to fix all that shit. So
That's not our process. That's not what I described.
All right.
That's
Well,
what I'm saying.
all this to say,
is
Justin
a
has a new process.
formalized
Let's check back in a year and see
process.
how this works for you. If so, I'm happy for you. And
Okay.
I'm intrigued.
we'll go.
Yeah,
All right.
as
Any
am I.
other predictions for 2025?
So,
You get one more. You get one more.
Yep.
And it has to be
Still
less than
not
8
gonna
minutes
support
long.
the College of Business without doing a project in those classrooms. That's still going to happen. So that's still on the list. And I'm going to boldly predict that there's going to be new solutions for that weird medium conference room that's so hard to design around.
Maybe.
You know what
You don't get
I'm
credit for that
talking
one.
about.
So,
All
no.
right. Well, we'll see. Okay.
It's a foul ball.
Jamie.
That was a gimme. That one's a gimme.
Well, maybe
Okay.
depending on how that thing shakes out, but we'll see
Well,
more on
that's
that
true.
later.
Yeah.
Jamie, 2025, what are you seeing out there? And Jamie, first of all, has to
Mute
unmute.
button. Yeah.
Use that button there. That's
There
the
you
one.
go. That's it.
More Microsoft, more problems.
And the countdown goes. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even go Microsoft. I'm letting you all come to the herd on your own. I'm not even going to go here.
Yeah, and it's a whole different set of problems. And Mark, your first question to Larry earlier was, well, do you have the elevated rights? So it's just more Microsoft, more problems. And the more that it gets ingrained into our university systems, the more they're going to realize that, oh, we don't really want to give these extra people the access that they need, but somebody has to do it. And it just, I feel like this year, as contracts come up, as budgets flip over, we're going to see the fiscal years flip over. We're going to see a lot more universities in our spheres go, well, when the 0365 contract came up, we renewed, and administration gave us the mandate that this is going to happen because they gave us whatever the bait and switch that Microsoft normally does on these kind of things. So,
Yeah.
And I think it'll bring more interesting problems than just the ones we gripe about. It'll be the underlying stuff that nobody thinks about until it actually arrives. And then we all sit there and say, well, we told you it was going to be an issue.
So
more
MTR
Microsoft-
is not an AV thing, just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More
I know
Microsoft.
people
more
often make it a
problems.
thing. It's not. It's not an AV thing.
I'm going to say the next two kind of in tandem. I think DV-LED, the all-in-one video wall solutions, the smaller ones, will be more available to our markets, our verticals budgets. We're already starting to see they're hitting that mark. And I feel like this is going to be the year where we start seeing people actually deploy. I don't know. I'm doing it now. Actually deploy these as the display instead of the traditional projector and things. They're just going to, similar to when we got out of lamp projectors, you went ahead and upsold.
What do you mean
laser.
when we got out of?
Okay, not all of
Chris
us
is
have
heavily invested
Wyoming
here.
money.
Allow me to show you my campus full of fucking lamp projectors.
But when we went back and we told clients like, well, the reason this projector is $1,200 more is because as a laser and it's going to last you 8 more years or whatever. I think that's
And
this
did
is that.
Did it last 8 more years? I don't know if it
Doesn't matter. That's what we told them.
See, Chris, if you use my process, you wouldn't have lamp projectors on your couch.
I wasn't here, Justin. I'm not designing shit
Hey,
for other people. So.
This is my
Jamie's
time.
show. Yeah,
I want
32
to talk.
seconds left. Go. Yeah.
I'm only allowed to interrupt Larry. Nobody else.
Jamie, you're not wrong on
Jeez.
the LED thing because we're seeing the same sort of thing because it also, the other advantage, even at the higher cost, it gives you that like wow factor.
Yes.
Like if nothing else, yes, you can refresh all the endpoints in a room, but if you simply change out that display, it's a dramatic difference. So.
Yeah. Now I'm going to absolutely contradict that with the next thing. I
Perfect.
just said DV-LED will come down in
never
price.
catch
It
on.
will be better. And I am.
I'll get cancer.
I am cautious about what some of the economic policies that we might see coming up will do to our industry and how it might affect
25%
costs
across the
and
board.
deliveries. And I mean, right now it's all talk, right? But when it becomes real, or if it does or does not, that does concern me a little bit.
Y'all don't understand negotiation, but yes, understand what you're saying there. So, yeah.
But
It'll come
It
up in
doesn't-
some listserv. How many of you are concerned about the tariffs?
No, it won't.
Yeah.
No, Mark, it's entirely on Blue Sky with all the Twitter refugees. So they're all over there right now.
But there are realities to this. Is that look, at some point, will things be? I'm cautiously, watching this. Is like, will things become more expensive? Will they become harder to get here because it will be a build to order, similar to as we were coming out of the pandemic, the supply chain things where you were ordering it, they were getting built and then put on a boat. Not
Or
already
just
in
buy all your stuff from Vietnam and Korea, and it was shipping all day long.
but
So
not
there's that.
already in a warehouse down the street that
Just
somebody
got
else
to change
had
that
already
one
invested
letter
in.
on the model number.
Change the letter.
So-
Here's
That
the
trick.
go. Yeah.
So.
So we'll see
Okay.
how that all pans out. That's all
It's just because
political
the dollars
future
become
stuff,
worth
but
less, Jamie.
this year that's one of the things I'm keeping my eyeballs on, is how that will impact our buying behaviors.
Okay.
So I heard MTRs, things are more expensive, and digital video walls.
All right, Larry, what you got for 2025?
The biggest thing I think that's going to hit us is the Digital Accessibility Act. Learning technology groups across all of our institutions, I'm sure, have been diligently updating any digital content.
Oh,
that's
yeah, they're on top
public-facing.
of it.
Well, in theory, that's what they're doing.
In
Well,
theory, they are.
I think that's going to start hitting our learning spaces as well. Because
Yes, Larry, in theory, everyone does their job.
anything that goes on the projector screen, we have to have that accessible to everyone. And when we follow universal design principles, it's best if the students don't have to self-identify.
Correct.
And if that's the case, we need to start thinking about how can we get that content to the student's personal device just automatically. Like, they can consume it however they want to. If they need to use high contrast, if they need to use magnification tools.
What about wireless appliances everywhere?
I don't know what that's going to look like, but
The answer is no. So,
yeah.
Goggles.
But I
Just that.
think we
Hard
need to
goggles.
start thinking about how do we empower the students to consume the information, whether it's audio, whether it's video, whatever it is, from their personal device. So I think the low power Bluetooth is a huge step in that direction, but that's just the audio side. That's almost the easier side of this, because not only are instructors updating all their content, but we're still not giving equal access if we're not figuring out how to get that content to the students. So that's the first thing. I think that's going to be what changes in the industry. and this is one I've talked to a couple different manufacturers about. I live in private island world, but I don't think I'm the only one. And as much as I make fun of computes, I think there is a place for them to be that little bridge between the enterprise network and what's happening on my island. So far, that's the biggest thing, is I can't support my islands without getting boots on the ground. It would be nice if I could run Dante Manager on a compute that I could talk to and see everything without actually being in the space. Same with any AV over IP solution. Even
People
if I
screaming
plan on
domain
doing AV
manager at you
over
right
IP in an active learning space, I'm still struggling with how do I do that in a cost-effective way. So some sort of compute that can run these programs and manage the devices and still communicate with the enterprise network would be...
Are we talking dual NIC?
Dual NIC, but separate networks completely. It can't just be, hey, we're going to jump through. It's got to be this box runs the program.
I'm not sure you're
so that's the second thing. And I feel dirty even saying that, but there's got to be other zero trust places that's going to run into this.
Something I skipped over on my prediction. I'm going to actually try to do away with my time.
Now, man.
Your time's up. It's over.
But your time was like 18 minutes. Come on.
My time, it's always my time. No, we're going to do
I got one
no
more
networks.
Which points at you directly.
No, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I
AI
forgot.
will start putting pressure on the knowledge work positions of AV. So your programmers, your designers, all of that.
You're not wrong. I'm going to say you're correct on that right now, but I would clarify that and say it'll start putting pressure on the shitty knowledge work.
Either way,
Whoa.
I'm just
Programmers
saying.
may
I
be
feel
good.
attacked.
Not designers. I can't figure out how to recreate my job in AI. I've been trying this whole year. And I can't do
You
it.
gotta train your model better, buddy.
Yeah,
I can't. You saw what that elevation I created. Like it. Come on. You remember me sending that?
Zoom in. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's my 3.
All right.
No more network islands for Justin.
Yeah, you said your piggyback prediction, no more islands in the sense you're going to flatten it, or you're just not going to do network.
No,
Analog everywhere, all day, every day.
Look,
All right, so
I'm just building spider webs here in the Midwest.
I think we got
to flatten it.
We got through everybody, right? So it's just my turn to wrap up here.
You got
all right.
all of 13 minutes left, and we got an hour
rattle these
long
off real
on-topic
quick
for us.
Yeah, whatever. So real quick predictions: 2025. Crestron will announce a 10 gig version of AV over IP and claim they invented it. That's going to happen. Clear One is going to sue themselves and implode. Now to an actual serious one, USB-C, and by which I mean USB-C with DisplayPort alt mode, like God intended, the proper true version of USB-C with all the bells and whistles and the right way to do it, will become established enough, by which I mean reliable enough, and at least from our standpoint of even like of accepting and routing and streaming the signal around, but also computer manufacturers. Is there such a thing as a laptop compute, or is that always a computer? But those devices will deploy it correctly enough that will become usable enough that we will start including it by default in some of our designs. Like just out of the gate, we're just doing that just like we do HDMI now. So
I'm there. I'm with you. Trying it now.
And I did put in parentheses here late 2025. So
yeah,
we're cautiously dipping our toes into it now, but yeah,
painful.
Why didn't your timer start?
He's above it.
Because I'm in charge of it. That's why.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Because I have too many things to do, Larry. Come on.
He's a local host who can boast the most utmost humility and whatever.
Not time. Okay. Also on the USB-C, and no cheating by simply converting it immediately to HDMI, which I keep seeing that come up a lot. How many people are deploying USB-C? And they're we got it in 150 rooms because we immediately converted to HDMI. I'm like, that's not what that means, and you damn well know it. Just like the people who think Netflix is AV over IP. Okay. Next prediction, smaller players, smaller manufacturers, smaller widget tchotchke town, whatever, however you want to call that, but smaller manufacturers will become very common in our systems to the point where we'll start, let's just say, widening our kit of parts to the point where we're including these things routinely. And this is, yes, the Magewells and Visionaries and Zilicas and Audio Technicas, and the things that we know, it's not one of the big like 12 manufacturers, and we're starting to use these other ones more and more and more to the point where that's part of our kit of parts.
Is this from 2021? Because we've been doing that for a while.
Well, fine. Burn. All right. Jeez.
He just wanted to be right.
Yeah,
yes.
True.
Easy points.
Also in 2025, there'll be no AV over IP standard. There we go. Okay. QSC will buy. All right. QSC will buy Visionary finally. I'm going to predict that one for the third year in a row.
You're going to do that one again?
Yeah, bring that one up.
You struck out on that last one.
Fingers crossed that QSC wisely drives the 25 miles away and just buys Visionary.
You got that, variable now with that, new owner. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. All right. One of us will build multiple teaching spaces. That is to say, teaching and learning spaces, academic teaching spaces with all-in-one LED displays.
Multiple?
Multiple. More. I'm not going to say 90% like Justin wants for widely adopted, but I'm going to say a significant number, like 8 or 10 or 12 or something, a significant number just in this year. So
that's bold.
Maybe one for me. Maybe.
See, maybe one isn't enough.
2 or 3.
Is it? When you said 8 or 10 or 12, is that displays or spaces?
Spaces. Spaces where we're replacing projection or LCD with LED, and specifically the all-in-one displays like God intended.
See, I could get you if we skewed that number and said displays. I'd be all in. I'd smash it.
You're going to put them all in one space?
No, I would say a couple spaces. Well, maybe. A couple spaces, lots of displays. I'm in.
Project Gumdrop 2.0?
I think we got a round room coming.
Well, so Mark, in the round room, are you thinking of individual all-in-ones, or are you doing one giant nonsense wall?
I want to do
whatever the partnership
nonsense
will bear, Chris. Whatever it will allow me to do.
Whatever Planar is willing to give you is what you're saying?
That's nice.
I don't know. Yeah. No, I wouldn't go that far. I'm saying we are looking at several rooms that need refresh, and we would like to go direct view now. And that's several rooms with lots of displays, but I'm not going to go 10 or 12 rooms with displays. So
I didn't say 10 or 12. I said 8 or 10 or 12.
Okay.
So
8 or 10 or 12.
I'll say this. Okay, I'll give you a number. Here's my number. A half dozen.
Half dozen?
Yeah,
or 5. 5 or 6.
I had
or 4.
I got like a quarter dozen and like 18 displays. I'm in on that number. Where are we at? 18? Am I meeting you halfway?
Yeah.
All right. And finally,
I might be able to do a quarter dozen.
Quarter dozen.
What the hell is that? Why would you even say
it's actually a quarter baker's dozen. I mean, let's get it right. Yeah.
Justin in Kentucky parlance is known as a half dozen. So, all right. My final prediction for 2025: one of us will get either a new employer or a new boss that significantly changes like their day-to-day workflow structure, organizational structure, all that fun stuff.
I don't think it'll be me next year.
Not me.
I'm just saying, I'm throwing that out there. And I will add the caveat.
Knows some shit about Chris is what I'm saying.
No, I'm at the caveat. I don't have anything on the books at this point. Right. So I'm just saying.
At this point.
One of us. You never know what a year brings.
It sounds like Chris has an itch that he wants to scratch.
No,
and he's not sure if
I have too much stuff going on between now and 2026.
Yeah. Mark keeps telling me I need to come to the coast. Maybe
I tried to get you here. I can still probably make it happen if you get your order in right now.
Yeah. So, all right. I think that is all of our predictions for 2025, which is bold, but fruity.
And we will keep trying to do this. That's one prediction.
It's bold and beautiful.
We predict that we'll continue doing the show. So,
more.
Anyone else? Any last thoughts? Anything we missed? Any comments? Anything we want to do before we close out here and we get the heck out of here? And apologies to everyone for the double length show. Yeah. This ain't no 30-minute monthly roundtable.
We will get worse. I guarantee that. Prediction. Right, Jamie? Spot on. Take it to Vegas.
I predict Jamie's dogs will continue barking.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. We could play that from last year. Where is it?
Play it before.
On the other page. Come on. There it is. There.
I can safely say that I am 100% take it to Vegas correct on all of my predictions for this year. 99%.
74%.
Keeps backing off.
All right. Well, that was it. We made it. That's our predictions.
Prediction is we're done with the show.
We're done.
Right?
All right.
Okay. Well, we'll be back next Friday with more nonsense.
Happy New Year.
Thanks for putting up with yet another episode of AV Super Friends On Topic. You can contact us with questions, topic ideas, or general complaints at avsuperfriends.com.
Nice work, everyone. Sharp broadcast. Really good. Everyone on the floor as well. Really a lot of hustle. I liked it.
The opinions expressed by the AV Super Friends are solely those of the individuals and do not represent their respective institutions, organizations, companies, or clients.